as we selected the concept of Python as an internship program for you. So let us start. So what is, or before starting a programming, let us discuss some basic fundamental things. So before starting that one, let me start. So what is exactly mean of a language? So as we are going to learn the programming language of Python, then later on we'll work on projects parallelly. So here, what is exactly mean of a language? So as we are thinking about programming language, first we have to know what is exactly mean of a language. So here the language is nothing but, say if you have the two persons over there, person A and person B, we have the two persons, person A and person B. If the person knows only English and if person knows only Telugu, for example, person B knows on Telugu or Hindi like English or Kannada something. So the person A knows only English and person B knows only Hindi. Are they able to communicate with each other? No, it's not possible because person A knows only English and person B knows only Hindi. If they want to communicate with each other, they need translator to translate. There we need a translator to translate from English to Telugu, English, Hindi, and parallelly English to Hindi or Hindi to English, vice versa. See these problem we have with the communication between the human beings. In the same manner, if the person B want to communicate with the computer, let us have a computer over here. For example, we have a computer here. If person B want to communicate with this computer, what should we know about this computer? The person B must know that what is the computer understandable programming language. So as we know that computer understandable programming language is binary language, also called as a machine level language. A binary language nothing but 1 comma 0. The computer doesn't know anything other than this one. But as we have a doubt that on keypad we have a symbols 0 to 9. In this 0 to 9 also we have 0 comma 1 numbers, or this 0 comma 1 and this 0 comma 1 are similar or different. So both are different because whatever the symbols of binary language are called logic symbols, are called logic symbols. Okay, so and whatever the symbols we have, these are called character symbols. These are character symbols. So that means of both are different means what is exactly mean of a logic symbols here? As we know that the computer is totally made up of with electronic components. Electronic components, as we know that. So out of these electronic components, the most familiar component to us, a transistor. They used a transistor to design the logic circuit of a computer, because we are using computer to perform logical operations. Here the what is the transistor basically runs on? As we know that as the computer basically starts based on the power, without giving a power we cannot start the system. So that means the transistor is also depending on the voltage. The voltage level in general computer or transistor will depends on 5 volts. So the transistor will have in two states. One is on state, other one is off state. The on state we have the voltage range 3.5 volts to 5 volts is a common voltage range. 3.5 volts to 5 volts is common voltage range. To on the transistor, the voltage range whatever we are using here, we kept a symbol for these voltage range is 1, and the range 0 volts to 2.5 volts we have, this range of voltage we kept a symbol is 0. That means whatever the symbols we have here 1 comma 0 are called logic symbols. These symbols we got because of these procedure what I explained here. Here the 0 comma 1 means in general 3.5 to 5 volts range we represented as a 1, and 0 volts to 2.5 volts we represented as a 0. In the same manner, whatever the symbol we have here on keypad, These are the symbols we have keypad on keypad along with the alphabets and also special characters like at the rate of question mark and all those. So the 0 comma 1 is totally different from this one. As I said that as we gone through that, what is exactly mean of a binary value of 1 comma 0, that means of voltage ranges. In the same manner, what does this mean of 0 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma and so on 9? See, whatever the programming language we are writing in the computer, all we are entering through the keypad. So on keypad we have the different symbols along with the 0 to 9, and we have capital A to capital Z. Along this one we have the special symbols at the rate of question mark, dollar symbol, exclamatory mark, and brackets, curly braces, and everything and so on. We have many characters we have on that one. So if I press, in general, if I press 0 on my keypad, if I press 0 on my keypad, the computer will get a number that is 48. Computer will get a number that is 48. But the computer doesn't understand what is 48 means. Computer understands only 0 comma 1, doesn't know anything about 48. 48 must be converted to binary format. How it will be converted? The procedure of conversion any decimal number to binary is, the procedure is, we should divide with a 2. 224 times will get 0 as a reminder, and 212 times remainder 0, and 6 times remainder 0, and 3 times remainder 0, and 1 remainder 1. So we have to take the symbols from bottom to up. This is the way we have to take down. And double 1, double 0, double 0 is the value will get by the computer. So now the computer can easily understand these 110000. See, as we entered a symbol, that is character symbol, we converted that character symbol to a logic symbols of 1 comma 0 of binary. So this is a character symbol. This is a character symbol we got from the keypad, and this is the converted binary symbol, that is a logic symbols. These are the logic symbols we got. Computer understand these logic symbols and doesn't know anything about these character symbols. See, that means if we learn a binary language, it's very easy to write a program and it's very easy to understand by the computer. But we have a problem with this binary language. If I design a program or an application, if I design a program or an application with the binary language, what is the problem? For example, someone written a program which consists of all zeros and ones. We have zeros and ones. Someone asks you to modify the code exactly where they want. So in this code, we have a name of the person like Venki. If I ask you to modify this name, are we able to identify this name where it is located? Because whatever the symbols we have here all looks like 1 and 0, similar. We cannot recognize where exactly Venki is. We must decode by pairing these values. We must decode by pairing these values as groups like a 8-bit or a 4-bit or a 16-bit. Then later only we can know that where is exactly this alphabet VENKY. So that means modification of these binary languages is somewhat difficult for the programmer. So to overcome these drawback, there we have the next level language is called assembly level language. See, the difference between assembly level and binary language is like before having emojis on our keypad, like emojis, whatever we are using, smiley symbols or cry symbol or angry symbols in WhatsApp chat. Before that, we are unable to express exact feeling to the friends. If you want to express your feeling, just we have to type our expression or our feelings in chatting or in general with the alphabets. There we have a problem in chatting with to express our feelings to the friends. To overcome the drawback, they created emojis concept. It's very easy to express our feelings with others. In the same manner, whatever the problem we have, this binary language is overcome by the next level language is assembly level language. These are 0 comma 1s used to create an application here. If you want to create by using assembly level language, there we have a symbols. These symbols are called mnemonics. These are called mnemonics, are also called as symbolic language. These are called symbolic language. So how the symbols will be? If you want to perform addition of two numbers, there we have ADD. If you want to perform subtraction of two numbers, SUB. Division we have DIV. Okay. For the multiplication we have MUL. Okay. So these are the symbols, in general symbols, along with it like jump if not carry, jump if not zero, like. So like these symbols we have in assembly level language. Comparatively binary language, there is a better way of getting these symbols. We can easily understand where exactly ADD we have, where exactly we have subtract, by having this a short code message or a short code to identify where we want to modify. If someone asks you to modify addition or a subtraction or multiplication, we can easily do that with the help of this code comparatively this one. But what's the problem with the assembly level languages? There we have to remember around 1200 plus symbols to know this programming language completely. And in general, we have one word over here in this assembly level language like MOV, which is used to move the data from one register to other register. It means of one memory location to other memory location. But in general, spell of this MOV is MOVE. When we see this one is a correct way, correct word, but actual code is MOV. So there we have a short code confusions with the assembly level language. When we write the code in assembly level language, that must be converted to again to the binary, that will be taken care by that compilers, whatever we are using to write the code of softwares. So to overcome the drawback of this one, again we have the next level language. Okay. So this assembly level language is also called as like a middle level language. Some people call this one middle level. So it's a very low level or a machine level language, and this is a middle level. And next level language we have, that is high level language. There we have high level language. Okay. We have the high level language, which looks like a general English language. Everyone can easily understand by observing the program, because the program, whatever we are writing by using high level language, will have all general English meaningful words. Whatever the names we are using for the variables or a functions or a classes or methods, all we use in general English meaningful words to understand for the programmers. So these high level language, as we are saying that it's look like a in general English language, as I'm saying that. So these languages will have a specialized keywords, a predefined words for the special purpose. As we know that English level, English language, A to Z, that is the alphabets we have. In English language, we have alphabets A to Z. Out of these A to Z 26 characters, as most valued characters we have, those are A, E, I, O, U. We have the most valued characters. So without these vowels, we call them as vowels. Without these vowels, we cannot write a meaningful English word. See how much priority we have for this A, E, I, O, U out of these 26 characters. In the same way, in high level language, any language if you take of high level language, there we have the special words are called keywords. So instead of remembering these many words like 1200 plus symbols in assembly level language, it's very easy to remember a minimum number of keywords which are all meaningful English words. So like there we have high level language like C language or C++ and Python, and also we have Java. So like this, as we know these languages. See, each individual language have their own predefined keywords. As our language we selected is Python. In this Python, we have 35 keywords we have inside of this one. These 35 keywords is not fixed in all the versions. The Python versions, each individual version have the different number of keywords. Like Python 3 starting version, we have 33 keywords, then later on 35, and some keywords we have 36 at present we have it. So like this, the keywords will be updated and increasing the number. It's not a fixed number to have that 35 or 33 or 36. Based on our version, what we are installing, at the time I will show that with a short code. There we have a command to know that how many keywords we have in our version, present version. I will show that how to check that how many number of keywords we have. See how the these keywords will look like. Out of this, I'm writing some keywords here to understand what is exactly. As we know that if is a English word, and for is a English word, is a English word, not is a English word, a and d is an English word, or is an English word. Okay, like this we have all the English words as a keywords. Lambda is a English word. See, when we look these words, which looks like general English words only and meaningful English words, but in programming language we have a special purpose of these words. Each individual word have a special purpose, and we have a syntax for the special purpose, and based on that we'll use that in that particular situation. See, when we compare with the binary language, assembly level language is somewhat better because of these mnemonics, means of symbols, but there we have a problem of remembering these all keywords, all the mnemonics. To overcome these drawback, they entered into that high level language. The high level language have the benefit of it look like a general English language, which consists of the keywords, a meaningful keywords. The keywords looks like here, as I mentioned, some examples of the keywords: if, for, is, not, and, or not, like lambda. So this you have each individual word have their special purpose. I will explain this next topics clearly. Okay, so now we finally know that why we are using Python. We should know about the Python. So these are the languages as we have in computer industry. Why we selected Python instead of those languages? Let us see that what is the benefit with this Python language instead of other languages. Let us see that benefits of this Python. What are the benefits we have with this one compared to other languages? As we know that, as we have C or C++, as I said that Java, and later on we are have that Python. So previously everyone think that there we have C, C++, Java. At present, most trending language is Python. Why it's became trending language in present computer world? It's because of some features compared. We have some features more than what other language we have it. So let us write a simple program which is used to print C equal to A plus B. Let me show that how much it is easy compared to other programming languages like C, C++, Java. To perform the simple operation of C equal to A plus B, when we have in A 10, when you have B is 20. Okay, in general. So I'm going to write the program which used to perform addition of two numbers by using C language, and I'm going to write the same operation by using Python. Let us see what is the difference between these two. I'm going to write the program to perform addition of two numbers by using C language here. I'm going to start with the hash include stdio.h, and I'm going to write here void main, and here I require data type int a equal 10 comma b equal 20 comma c I'm mentioning here, and c equal to a plus b we are writing an operation here. I'm going to print the result by using printf function. Addition is %d comma c. We closed here. So we written the code to perform addition of two numbers by using C language. This is the number of lines of code here. And when come to the Python, if you want to perform the same operation by using Python programming language, simply we are going to write a general mathematical equations. A plus B print of C. See, when we observe this C language, there we have header files and main function, and we have curly braces, and we have like a variable declaration with the initialization, and there we have the statement of operation, and there we have the statement of output printing. 6 and 7. There we written 7 lines of code to perform a simple operation of a plus b. The same operation we are writing in Python, it's a very easy manner which looks like a general mathematical equations. Just we have taken a variable of a equal 10, b equal 20, c equal a plus b, and they we used a simple function of print c. In a Python, there is no need of writing a complete information of header files here. There is no need of void, there is no need of main function, there is no need of using curly braces, and there is no need of mentioning the data type for the variable. Here I am not mentioned any data type for this one, just simply assigned a value to the variable a and assign 20 to the b and assign performance of operation c equal to a plus b here. When you observe here, there we have to follow the rules of comma, there we have to follow the rule of semicolon, and there we have to mention the data type, and here also use the semicolon. Along this one, I used here format specifier here, and I use a semicolon end of the statement here. In a Python, there is no rules like this one. Say a simply how that a student will be free in his bachelor room when he is in front of the parents, the person when he is with the friends, and the person with the parents or teachers. So let us take, instead of parents, let me take as teachers. See, in front of the teachers, everyone should maintain strict rules and they have to follow the rules of everything. So like, so how it will be? So yeah, the Python is like a friends in front of the friends, and C language is like a in front of the parents or a teachers. So how our behavior will be changed in front of the parents and in front of the friends. We'll be very much free with the friends, and where we must will not be that much of free with the parents or the teachers. So the freedom of coding we have in Python when you compare with other languages like C, C++, Java, and very less number of lines required to perform the same task compared to the C and Java or C++. See, that much of easier to learn of Python programming language. Even those persons those who don't have any basic language knowledge, they can also understand easily what is exactly Python programming language. They can able to write the application, they can able to develop the applications with the Python, because very flexible language. Okay, so let us see why it's most familiar than other programming languages. Let me show that. Let us go to the Google, the most trending technology. Just we'll check that what is the most trending technical language, what is the most trending programming language we have in present. So let me show that. So just I'm searching in Google, most trending programming language in 2021. When we select this option, what's the position and what is the share of that industry of each individual program here? See, when you observe this one, we can easily say that. Let me show that open. So how much share is shared by that the programming language of Python here? See how much share, 31.47, for the Java 19.14, and for JavaScript 7.47. Then later we have C#.NET. Like the first place is occupied by the Python. Why the most shared by that Python only? Because there we have that applications. There we have that applications of the Python. Because of that one, we have most familiarity, and also application share, programming language of it. Okay, so what are the applications we have for the Python? So first thing, the first application, most familiar application of Python is for developing of machine learning applications, and can also be used to develop data science, can also be used to develop artificial intelligence applications. And later on, we also have that IoT, Internet of Things. We can also develop that Internet of Things, and also very flexible with the combining of hardware components. Like we can also use this for controllers, microcontrollers like Arduino, Raspberry Pi. Okay, so for those also we can use this programming language. And along this one, as we know that most familiar thing is ethical hacking, and also cyber security. And also we have the application of networking. Okay, networking application development. And also we have that, like most of us, our favorite thing is game development. We'll use for the game, and also many more applications we have it. When come to here, artificial intelligence or machine learning or data science, as we know that the most famous applications and present situations, those who are using Python to develop. So they are developed, as we are more familiar with the YouTube itself using a Python for machine learning algorithms. How we are getting a recommended videos or a suggested videos when we watch a video in YouTube. When you watch something on YouTube, we'll get recommended videos later on. Those all are happening because of machine learning. And also we know that Netflix, and also we know that Amazon, all these are using Python for their application development. And also how they are using, as we know that Amazon is a completely web-based application, is e-commerce website. Python can also be used to develop web development. This web development will be done with the help of frameworks. What are the frameworks? As we know that familiar framework is Django. We'll use the Django to develop web applications. Okay, so that's why it's got more familiar and very easy to learn. Even a fresher can also learn the Python programming language to develop these applications. And most important thing about the Python is availability of library. The simply we'll say that rich in libraries. So the most of the libraries available for the free of cost, because the Python is completely open source. Python is open source. Everyone can download and you can use to develop any application. And also community availability. The availability of community support. Let us see what is exactly community support of means. Okay, so let us see that. So simply we are going to select the Google option here. We'll discuss about the history of the Python, who developed it, and how we are using of it. See, let us discuss that history of Python. History. So the history of the Python, as a Python is introduced before the Java, but why it's got not familiar? Why it's not much familiar with that? So Python is developed by Guido van Rossum. The person name is Guido van Rossum. Guido van Rossum. So the person, what is the history? What is the Python we are using? Is because of him only. So he developed this Python in the year of 1991. So in general, the Python is developed in the year of 1999, but it's got most familiar and public in the year of 1991 on 20th February. It's the official published date. 1989, that Python is got released, but it's got standardized in the year of 1991 on 20th February is official announcement. From there, we are using official Python in the market. Okay, so from there we are using it. And what is exactly of Python? Python is general purpose high level language. Python is general purpose high level language. What is exactly mean of a general purpose high level language? A general purpose high level language, as we already gone through that applications of the Python, it can be used for multiple applications. We can use for many applications for developing of it. But only the problem with the Python is we cannot develop a portable application with the mobiles. It's not recommended to use to develop mobile applications. Why? Because the Python is completely as interpreted programming language. Python is interpreted programming language. What is exactly mean of interpreted programming language? What is exactly mean of interpreted programming language? So interpreted programming language nothing but if we have a 10 lines of code here, the execution or compilation of these will be happened one by one. For example, suddenly you got an error at second line, and second line we got an error. Okay, suddenly it struck there itself and it will not go to the next line. That's a problem. Because of these interpreted language, we cannot use this for mobile application development. Whenever we get a error in a particular line, the program execution will stop it here itself. It will not move to the next line. So that's the reason we are not recommended to use for the mobile application development of Python. Okay, that's why the Android itself using Java as a programming language to develop it. So that's why it's not flexible for developing of mobile application. But rather than that one, we have many application development like artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, and IoT, Internet of Things, and cybersecurity and ethical hacking purposes. Okay, so this is the basic history of the Python. Okay, so in this today's session, just I give an introduction to that Python programming language. And tomorrow's session we'll completely go through that what are the features we have with the Python, and later on we'll start the programming. So I think all of you must have the laptop, or if you don't have the laptop, don't worry. I'll show that how to work with that without having laptop. In mobile also you can develop it.